What's going on, my friends, my peoples, my family, my fellow gamers? It's your boy, Porter Rock 77, and I'm coming at you with a live video stream. For those of you that are joining up and joining me live, I appreciate it. Thank you. What's up, my man, Almighty Spartan? What's going on, bro? Thank you for joining up. I'm going to chit-chat a little bit while the room fills up. Room's already filling up pretty quickly. All right. What's up, Triggers? What's going on? What's up, people? I thought I'd come out and rock out with y'all with a live stream talking about a real topic. Am I breaking up? Somebody says I'm breaking up. Is the stream going in bad? Let me know. Am I buying? Let me see. Hold on. Let me adjust the bandwidth or something. Let me see this one. How about now? Is it a little bit better now? Is it a bit better now? Did it improve now? Maybe. Okay. So I had to reduce the bandwidth. That's probably what it was. Some people say no, it went back to bullshit. Hold on, I think I know what it is. Give me a second. Give me a second. I think I know what it is. Give me a second. What's up, everybody? Like, yeah, that's why I do this shit. Still bad. Sounds latency. Still mess up. Let me see. How about this one? Let me check this right. Let me check this out right here. I might have to clip the audio then. I might just have to go voice on this one. I was hoping to do visuals because that's what I want to do. How about now? Let me do something else right over here to help you out. All right. Yeah, you hear the background, right? The PlayStation. But I have my PlayStation set as a priority for the network. So if it's downloading, updating, and stuff like that, it's going to take up most of the bandwidth in this house. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So now I turned off the network off the PlayStation and stuff. How does it sound now? We good? We crisp? We looking clean? What's up, area? Damn, there's a lot of people. What's up, Luca? Who's next? Christopher, Gordy. Who else showed up? Modus Operandi, Darius, Messi, Shinobi, Chaos. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for joining. We good? Yeah. So now everybody's good? Yeah. So that's what it was. So I have my router set to where my PlayStation is the primary. That means it takes up all the bandwidth over anything. So it doesn't matter if people watching Netflix in my house, they're on Facebook. It don't matter if my PlayStation's on or if it's downloading something. It's going to be the priority of the network, so it's going to take up most of the bandwidth. And then sometimes I forget that I have to turn it off, take it off the network, so that way it doesn't happen. Because it doesn't matter if I have it on standby. You know the PlayStation. Well, we don't know. I don't have to explain shit and stuff like that. Let's see how I look. All right. Let's see. I want to do one more thing because my thing's looking kind of fuzzy. So I want to improve it a little bit. If not, then I'll just probably take off the visual. We're still good and stuff. Filling in the building. Sup, Trickstar. Sup, Christopher. Neverland. What's going on, Brian, the professional? You know, room's filling up nicely. 58 watching right now. Make sure you hit the like button. Retweet it out. I appreciate everybody, you know, joining up the podcast. My man all day. You know what I'm saying? All Day Digital. He has that dope ass avatar of him looking like Akuma. You know, that's what's up. What's going on, Tristan? Yo, what's up, man? What's going on? TS Child, is it Triangles? That's what's going on, brother. How's everything, man? Thanks you for joining up and stuff. All right. Man, that's crazy. Putting the PlayStation that much of a priority and it soaks up that much bandwidth. You would think download speeds would be faster if that was the case. You know, with the amount of bandwidth that shit sucks up, can't even do a live stream with it being connected to the network. That's crazy. That's real crazy. All right. I do Juegos. What's going on? Yeah, I appreciate it, man. That's what's up, man. I appreciate it. I want to first start off on a good note. I want to appreciate everybody that comes through, supports the channel, and shit like that. I just want to say one thing. I know some people kind of didn't like. I ain't gonna say kind of. Some people didn't really like last week's podcast, and I get it. Some people, well, it went too heavy into bashing people. And I get that. I get that. It shouldn't be about that. The podcast is not really about that. I mean, you know, sometimes we're going to address what we need to address, but nobody should feel uncomfortable watching the podcast. Or maybe uncomfortable is the word. Nobody should feel like when you're watching it, they'd be like, I don't want to watch this shit no more. That's the last thing I want. You know what I'm saying? So always try to make sure, bring out great content for you guys, for everybody to enjoy, regardless of what platform you support. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to do. So I want to appreciate that. You know, I appreciate you guys for rocking out with me, hoping my channel grow. So many subscribers and stuff, right? TV Per is already there. It's funny because that's really the topic we want to talk about, along with others. Well, along with the general stuff. Well, you see the title. Some gamers are showing more compassion towards console than people. It's kind of interesting topic. I'm noticing. It's crazy. I see more reaction towards how a person describes a console, whether it's PlayStation, PC, Nintendo, or how people address an exec or something, then I do see reactions when people in the community go out there and act sideways, right? For example, and I'm not gonna. For example, about a year ago, I think it was November 2016, you had YouTubers talking shit about a dude who's crying only because he made a game called That Dragon Cancer and it won like Indie Game of the Year or some shit or something like that. But he developed a game out of respect or whatever you want to call it, out of remembrance for his son who died of cancer. And that's why he showed emotion on stage. And people took that as just a show or, you know, whatever, something like kind of like a not advertisement, but just publicity stunt. That's it. That's the word. They took it as a publicity stunt, and they mocked him. But when the truth came out, his son died of cancer. A few people obviously addressed it, but for the most part, nobody said anything. Only a few people, really, because I remember that. Only a few people actually came out with that. Constant. I mean, I see this a lot, man. I see this a lot. Just this. I've never seen a generation gaming where Japanese developers get attacked so much this gen. Never. I honestly, and considering the fact that, and this is from the same people who claim they grew up gaming. They played the Super Nintendo, the Nintendo consoles that were Japanese. And it's this gen. I never seen Japanese people get attacked so much. Never. I don't give a shit what is. Shit didn't happen last year. It didn't happen. I mean, last gen. Didn't happen the gen before. Never. This gen, though, it's almost ridiculous. It seems like almost every week, Japanese get attacked for something. Whatever. They want to bring up rice and all this nonsense. And for what? So recently, T Reaper, you know, and I've been on, and the reason why I'm addressing this is because I was in podcast with this dude, you know, Beast Fire multiplayer podcast. So I talked to him, but recently, I'm gonna take this off because I don't really need it. So recently, homeboy made some racist remarks about the Japanese again, simply because of PlayStation games, because they're walking simulators. The funny part is, those games that he's addressing aren't even made by the Japanese. They're made by Western devs. God of War is being made by Santa Monica. Horizon Zero Dawn is made by Europeans. The Last of Us, made by an American team. Or at least, American studio. Sure, there's probably Japanese personnel within the studios as developers, but these studios are Western studios, whether it's here in America or in Europe. The actual games the Japanese makes are pure gameplay. Nier Automata, Yakuza, Gravity Rush. They're pure gameplay. Zelda, Super Mario. They're more gameplay than anything else. The walking sims are actually being made by European American devs. That's what's hilarious about this whole shit. What's up, Lionel? My man Lionel's up in there. Noctis, what's good? I appreciate, thank you for coming on. I appreciate people coming onto this channel, and I hope more are watching. Tweet it out. if you don't mind, because this is a topic. This is some of the realest topics that we need to talk about, and we don't talk about it that often because I don't know, it's just the way it is. But I'm gonna talk about it because I go 60 frames no lag. That's what I do. That's what we all do. You know, when we hear the term 60 frames no lag, it's for a reason. So T Reaper and Soul Japanese, very few people call them out. For the people that did call them out, I appreciate you guys doing that. That's what it should be done. But what's hilarious is the majority didn't. The majority said nothing. That's what's hilarious. And the reason why this that bothered me more. Well, I gotta pay the bill. Cyrus Burke. This attack against Japanese games is fucking disgusting. And people in the chat, let's please not turn into this console war BS. It's a gaming issue as a whole. I completely agree. Daniel J. Ghost of Tsushima is made by Sucker Punch America. Yes, it is. Sucker Punch is making a Japanese game. But I guarantee, Daniel J., first I want to address Cyrus Burke. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Yes, this attack on Japanese games is disgusting. They're just developers trying to make a buck, and they make decisions on what they feel is best for their platform. They have families too, but they're getting attacked. And Daniel J., thank you for your donation. Ghost of Tsushima was made by Sucker Punch of America. But watch people come out and bash that game, and they're gonna throw racist insults to Japan, even though Japan has nothing to do with that game in terms of the developers. It's made by Sucker Punch and American Dev. Watch, that's how ignorant things are gonna get. And I apologize if I'm not looking at you guys directly because I'm paying attention to chat. So please, I hope you don't find that disrespectful that I'm not addressing the audience. Ooh, sorry about that, directly. I'm trying to keep up with what's going on. All right? All right? So I'm going to say this, what really bothered me, not just really T Reaper's thing, because obviously it's racism, is the reaction from gamers. The community did not come together. The community will not come together unless it deals with the console or in defense of something that's irrelevant. That's what I noticed. More people, more gamers will go after somebody if they say, you know, PlayStation sucks, or if they say Xbox sucks, in whatever term they want. You pull those terms together, you know, I guarantee there will be a bigger reaction if I go out and say, make a tweet, ha ha ha, Microsoft lie, Xbox One X is fake 4K. That's all I got to say. So, to be honest, I don't even got to say that to get a reaction from dudes. I don't even have to say really anything. Now that I think about it, let's just look at my Aaron Greenberg tweet. I didn't say anything bad or wrong. I didn't say anything. And some people literally said on Twitter that is the most fraudulent thing they ever saw on Twitter. The most fraudulent thing they ever saw on Twitter. I want you to keep that in mind. On Twitter, we had dudes make fun of a father who made a game because his son died of cancer. His son is dead. But the most fraudulent thing they saw on Twitter is just me interpreting what Aaron Greenberg said. I want you to think about that. And that is the heart of this title of this video. The most fraudulent thing they saw was just pretty much me interpreting Aaron Greenberg's tweet when he made a tweet, to which he agreed. That's all. That's the most fraudulent, disrespectful thing they saw. Not making fun of a father who's grieving over his son. That obviously is irrelevant. That's insane, bro. That's insane. What's funny is some of these same people who defend plastic, defend Nintendo, defend PlayStation, let me tell you something, all right? I'm primarily a PlayStation dude. And most of the time, there's a lot of false information about PlayStation. And of course, I'm going to say my thing. And some people treat it as, oh, you white knighting for Sony, whatever. No, I just actually get tired of grooming dumbasses who spread false information. You know, like yesterday or today, really, in between whatever, Joseph, Blu-ray King, whatever his name is, he tweets me saying, haha, what do you think about, he tells me the news, Dark Souls trilogy or whatever won't have HDR and Pro. I just replied, and man, that's a lazy ass port. If I was a Pro owner, I wouldn't buy it. That's it. He gave me the news about the Pro. I replied. Right? He comes back saying that's a lame ass answer. It's not a lazy ass port because HDR is on Xbox and PC. I replied, I didn't say they weren't. You asked me about the Pro. I answered. It's a lazy ass port. And we're talking about the Pro because the Pro does HDR. So obviously, if it doesn't have HDR, it's because of the developer. It isn't because of the console. So he comes back, no, everybody knows HDR and Pro is half-assed. That's the shit I argue about because that's a lie. Pro has proper HDR10 support. It's the Slim that has half-assed HDR. That's all I do. I check these dumbasses so we don't create more dumbasses. People want to be knowledgeable in the hobby of gaming. Be knowledgeable. But you can only do that with the correct information. That's what I do. But I don't sit here and cry if people don't like PlayStation. I don't care if you don't like PlayStation. Don't buy it. It's clear. It's still selling. You don't want to buy it? Don't buy it. Buy what the hell you want. You're not using my money. I didn't give you my credit card. Buy whatever the hell you want to buy. Right? But more people will go in emotionally over these consoles, but they show complete apathy when it comes to the people who play them. Complete apathy. They do not care about that. They don't care if people's race are being made fun of. They don't care if they're being harassed. Here's another one. I'm going to say it right now. All right? Another YouTuber, Rambo. I think everybody pretty much knows him. He has bigger issues, right? When there was another Twitter account, whatever, another gaming site, YouTuber who's gay, whatever, complained about the harassment that he's going through, and he's addressing Microsoft, and Rambo had an issue with that, saying, stop being a bitch, whatever, right? As if that should be ignored or whatever. Just move on with your life. But yet, Rambo, week after week, goes after talking about people's achievements and how many hours of games they play. So that's a big issue for Rambo. What? You ain't got 50 platinums? You're a fraud. But when a guy goes, God damn, everybody's keep making fun of me. I need Microsoft to help me to deal with this. Oh, stop being a bitch. Why are you worrying about that for? Fuck you worrying about that for? That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense at all. You care more about achievements and trophies than people. What? What? Yo, this shit is wild, bro. That shit is wild. Garuda says, I agree with Rambo. People are sensitive. So here's my question. If people are so sensitive, then why is Rambo even involved in the conversation? The guy didn't talk to Rambo. He talked directly to Microsoft. If it's nothing, why even address it? Think about that. I want you to think about that, Garuda. If it's a non-issue, then you mind your business. Why are you tweeting? Why are you in the conversation? The dude tweeted Microsoft. He didn't tweet Rambo. He didn't complain to Rambo. So why is Rambo's business? He doesn't know the dude. And if people are so sensitive, why did Rambo call him a bitch? Why insult the man? It seemed like Rambo seemed more upset. Because why else would you call another person you don't know, associate? And I doubt Rambo follows gay YouTubers. So I have a feeling he wasn't a follower or subscriber. Why did Rambo even get himself involved if it means nothing? You see, that's what I'm talking. That's the problem. People make more excuses for people who harass and discriminate than for the people who go through discrimination and harassment. For the people who go through harassment, in all respect, Garuda, but I think that's bullshit. The answer of people are too sensitive. No, people are assholes. So the people who get harassed and discriminated, it's on them to suck it up. But the people who do the harassment discrimination, well, it's okay. Don't worry about it. You keep doing what you're doing. No one needs to say a thing. But those on the receiving end, they're the ones that have to be criticized. They're the ones that have to deal with it. They're the ones that have to step up and fucking just accept the environment. While the people causing the toxic environment, we're good. Yeah, you guys are all right. All right, you guys are okay. No one's going to say anything. No one needs to say anything. While the people getting harassed and discriminated, oh, shut the fuck up and, stop being so sensitive. While the people acting like a-holes, don't worry about it. You're good. You're good. Come on now. We need to stop that. We need to stop the bullshit. We need to stop the bullshit. We need to stop the bullshit. All right. What's funny is though, if people talk shit about a console, everybody's on the defense. Everybody gets emotional. Everybody starts saying, "Oh, this community is toxic. That's why I hate gaming. Oh, I ain't buying no PlayStation. That community is toxic. Oh, I'm not getting an Xbox. That community is toxic." At that point, we're not sensitive. At that point, which is funny because that's when those opinions are irrelevant because it's about a plastic box. The plastic box can't be discriminated against. That's what I actually saw that. I saw a tweet where the term X-bone is considered, whatchamacallit, a derogatory term. No similar than calling a black person the N-word. Yo, you can't make this up. Oh my God, you can't make this up. I see more people get upset over no game station than using the N-word. Or delay station. I see more people get upset over the word X-bone. Oh, and when the word X-bone X came out, oh man, for what was that? Let me show you. I want to show y'all something. All right. I want to show y'all something. All right. I'm going to share my screen. All right. I'm going to show you T Reaper. I'm going to show you a clip of T Reaper. Okay. Bear with me, please. Okay. So that way you can hear it, and I'm going to set it up. I'm going to do my setup, which cuts the mic out. So give me like a minute or two. All right. Because I want you to hear the video. Okay. Give me a second right now.
And I get there's a lot of people that are sensitive in this world, but you can't get sensitive over stuff that really shouldn't be sensitive over. And if it honestly just doesn't apply to you, let it fly. If I make a comment that's meant to be a joke, and it's about rate, and it's about a nationality, if you're not that a nationality, you honestly should not give a fuck. That's just what I think. But again, you might not agree, you might disagree. But I do want to give
Were y'all able to hear that? Okay, I'm sorry, I had it muted. Y'all were able to hear that? Did you hear the audio? I got it. Did you hear the audio of T Reaper? You heard the audio with T Reaper, what he said? All right. People saying, did I just go deaf? Sorry about that. T Reaper said, if he's talking about a nationality and it's not yours, don't worry about it. If he's talking about a nationality and it's not yours, let it fly. So he's admitting, he says he's not racist or whatever, but he's admitting he's talking shit about races. He just doesn't want you to get pissed off because it's not your race. Oh my God, bro. You cannot make this up. He even said it right there. He said it. If I'm talking about a nationality and it's not yours, let it go. Mind your business. Because I'm making fun of somebody else. I'm looking at the chat right now. And the worst part is, there's only a few people that called him out. Like, shout out all day, Luca. There's a few people out there that did it. But you would think something like this will gain mass attraction from the community. But it's not. It's not. Not even close. Not even close. Not even close. What's funny is, this is what's funny. I'm gonna tell you, you can't make this shit up. Yo, Stephen King can't even make up this. All right, is audio gone or are we still good? Somebody says audio is gone. All right. Stephen King can't even make up a story like this. Can't. This fiction can't even make up a better story. All right. Shout out to the hardcore gamers that addressed this. But the sad part is very few did. All right. That's what's sad. The truth is, most people read it and they didn't care, didn't say nothing. Right? But guarantee, if it was something about a box, it would be all over. It would be completely addressed. It would be insane. Look how many people who said they don't care about sales are now making videos and talking on Twitter about Xbox taking second place or about PlayStation being dead last. Whatever the case. Or Nintendo being first. Each group, Nintendo fans, Xbox fans, and PlayStation fans, all within each group, have those people that says they don't care about sales until it doesn't go there, until it goes their way. Then everybody cares about sales. It's fucking hilarious how that happens. Here's the thing. I think more and more people, some gamers, are creating their relationships simply through social media. And because their focus is so much on making friendships through social media, they don't have friends in real life. They don't have friends that they can actually see, that they can actually connect with. They can't have a beer, a meal. They can't watch a movie or a game. They don't have that actual physical connection. And because of the lack of physical connection, they no longer have compassion towards people. Their compassion is more towards the box, because that's really the box is now more than just an entertainment device. Because I'll tell you the truth, the PlayStation is an entertainment device. It's simply there to entertain me. The PlayStation device doesn't define me. I don't give PlayStation credit for my success in my military career or what I did. What I do with my PlayStation doesn't have anything to do with that. I'll give credit more to my family, to my wife who supported me. We've been together for a long time. She suffered through a lot through my deployments. She held the home down. The days that I was down, she picked me up. She reminded me of my duty to my country. She's a big part of who I am. I give credit to my parents who raised me with the values, hard work and ethic, and teaching me where I come from and all that, and how to respect people and do right by people. You know, I give credit to my brothers. I give credit to certain people, to mentors, certain teachers, certain Marines that I work with. Some of them my bosses, some of them my co-workers, because we're the same rank. There's a lot of people that I give credit to that help define me. PlayStation is one of them. What PlayStation done was provide entertainment, and I will thank Sony for creating that box, but that's how far as it goes. They just created a device for entertainment, and I appreciate that entertainment. Question: when did you start gaming? I actually started gaming in the 80s. That's when I started gaming. My first console, home console that I ever played was the ColecoVision. Right? They love their box more because it doesn't talk back like a friend when you're saying something stupid. Yeah, that's true. Some people don't like feedback. My man Lionel Wuggan, shout out $10 super chat. Thank you so much for the support, brother. But it's true. Lionel is correct. Some people don't like feedback. Some people don't like criticism, even though it's from people. Right? A lot of gamers are losing social interaction. And it's gotten to the point where they're developing their personalities behind the keyboard. Now, I'm going to tell you, if you're one of these people who develop your personality over the electronic device, over Xbox Live, over PlayStation Network, over YouTube and Medium forums, your personality is fake. It's not real. Because that personality you're creating cannot be held accountable for the actions you take. You're in your safe space, believe it or not. A lot of you dudes like to attack people for for safe space and all this shit, SJW, and all this bullshit. But the funny part is that's exactly where you're in. You're in a safe space where no one can hold you accountable for the words that come up in your mouth. Because trust me, some of the stuff I read on Twitter, I never had people say that to my face in real life. Because some of this shit will get you killed. Some of the shit people say. You're saying this because you're in a safe space. The very people making fun of people for being in a safe space, that's what you're doing. Because I guarantee you won't say that in real life to a group of people. You'll get stomped the hell out. So they create these personas because they don't actually talk to real people. They don't know when you hang out with real people, you have to show respect. You don't have the freedom to just... My man say, Porter, keep your hands down. Stop trying to reach my safe space. Man, y'all dudes are wild. Yo, like on Twitter, I don't go out and address somebody like if somebody says a weird comment or dumb comment, I don't address them. Let's say like it's whoever. Let's say Zaire. Well, I ain't gonna say Zaire. Live wires. As much crazy shit as that dude says, he calling people pedo or whatever. I don't go on Twitter and initiate the conversation. Hey, you stupid motherfucker. Why are you calling people pedo, you dumb bitch? Because I don't talk like that. I don't address people like that. Even if they say something crazy, I don't address people. Look at this dumb motherfucker. Fuck this motherfucker. Fuck him. Now, I will reply like that if you come at me sideways. You come at me sideways, you're going to get the same in turn. But I don't initiate it because that's not how I initiate people in real life. I'm not going to create a fake persona that I wouldn't. You understand? If you come at me, let me pay the bills. Cyrus Burke, thank you again for the support. We got too many fake hard motherfuckers out here, P-Rock. That's exactly it. We got too many fake dudes up here. If you come at me sideways, and I come at you sideways on Twitter, because that's exactly what I would do in real life. Come at me sideways in real life and see what happens. But I'm not going to initiate that because there's no need for that. Tito 530. Ooh, thank you for the super chat, brother. Preach, Puerto Rock. Bunch of internet tough guys. That's what we got here now. And it's because, shout out to Tito 530. Again, thank you so much. Thank you for everybody who contributes to the channel. I really appreciate all that stuff. Thank you so much. I'm really blessed to have you guys here. It's pretty, well, let me continue, but thank you. These dudes create these personas and they don't understand because they don't have real life friends. There's a certain connection and real life respect you have to give people. Because if you go out the wrong way, you're going to get a bad reaction. You know the phrase, every reaction has an equal and opposite reaction. Well, they don't know that because their actions are behind the keyboard and they're safe. Carlos Crespin, $2 super chat. Debate with Crap Gamer. I would love to, but he ain't down with that. So I'm not even worried about that. All right. Crap Gamer does what he does based on what he does, But believe me, I'm up to debate anybody. Just for the record, let people know that right now. Right? But with the topic, people create these personas. They talk sideways to whoever they want to talk about. And they do what they want to do because there is no equal and opposite reaction. They're not held accountable for how they conduct themselves. So you got T Reaper telling people, well, if it's not your nationality, just let it fly. T Reaper, let me tell you something. Some people say you shouldn't be so sensitive. People are tired of bringing up race, of bringing up their religion, of bringing up stuff and shit that has nothing to do with this. This is a gaming topic. What the hell does the developers being Japanese have anything to do with this? Shout out to Lionel. Lionel says their persona is what they actually want to be in real life. But like Scarface said, you don't have the guts to be who you want to be. Yo, Lionel, you're real. You know what it is? I think some people want to go back to the 1940s where they could just talk to people they want. They could talk to a black person as they walk by and be like, hey, boy, what you doing around here on these parts? And they know they're not going to get in trouble because the cop next to them is also racist. And they could do what they want, insult all they want, and do that. Those days are over. You come somebody the wrong way, you're going to get your teeth knocked out. No one's having that. And no one's having and accept the bullshit that's on the internet. Some people could say, oh, stop being sensitive. Nah, you tell that person to stop doing the bullshit. Because as long as there's people like that keeps talking shit, then there's going to be people like us that's going to call them out and embarrass their asses. If you don't like the embarrassment, stop looking like a retard. Stop looking like a dumbass. Simple. And no, this isn't a case of First Amendment speech because I saw that too. No. If you're, and I know some of you are not from this country, from the United States, but obviously, well, we have something called the Constitution. In the First Amendment, we have something called freedom of speech. But that is primarily protection from government censorship. Right? Freedom of speech, the First Amendment, in terms of freedom of speech, has its limits. Right? It's not all encompassing. You can say what you want, when you want, how you want. No, there's rules to that. All right. For example, you don't have the right to say what you want when it's terms to a private institution or private home. For example, Twitter. Right. Twitter is a private enterprise. Is it a private entity? And because it's private, the owners, shareholders of Twitter, they created terms of service and rules. You got to abide by those rules. Right? And some of those rules have to deal with what you're allowed to say. You're not allowed to say derogatory racist shit. You're not allowed to harass people. You're not allowed to do that. Twitter finds you doing that, they will close your account. And they are not violating your First Amendment rights because that's a private service. You are not allowed to come to my home and make fun of Puerto Ricans. One, I'll probably break your jaw. Now that I'm not allowed to do because that's assault. I'll go to jail, but I will happily go to jail because at the end of the day, you would know, don't come into my house trashing Puerto Ricans or any race for that matter. Right? But you're not allowed to do that at my house. Me kicking you out of my house saying, man, get your bullshit out of my house is not violating your First Amendment rights. This is my home. I don't want to hear your bullshit. Take your bullshit somewhere else. Simple. Simple. But these dudes make excuses. You're sensitive, sticks and stone, whatever. What's funny is sticks and stones break my bone, whatever, until you talk shit about a box. Then it becomes a person. Then it becomes a conversation. As soon as you bring in the box. Shout out to Flip. Shout out to Xbox guy. Critopsy. I apologize. Chris Jones. Fayez. You know what I'm saying? Don Julio. Thank you so much. Got 161 people watching. Please hit the like button. Dope Gaming. All right? Everything changes when we talk about the box. Everything changes now. How much you want to bet if I go in and talk some bullshit about 1X, how fast that shit will gain media, not media attention, but how fast they'll gain traction? how fast that shit will be quick. That shit will light fire. How much you want to bet that if next week I started making videos talking trash about PlayStation 4, how people will talk trash about me? I might even lose a few subscribers. Maybe, maybe not. I would like to think I don't, unless I go, like a full-blown idiot. But some people take the box more personal. Yeah. Imagine if I started making videos talking shit about PC gaming. Because I don't have a lot of PC games, because I don't really talk about a lot about PC gaming. About that. Because PC gaming doesn't really, how can I put it? PC gaming is PC gaming. It's very consistent. It's a consistent platform. You get new hardware, get new GPU. I can't really knock PC for bad performance because it really comes down to configuration. What CPU you got? What GPU you got? The developer, all that stuff. So it's a very, very versatile platform that you really can't pinpoint anything to it. You know what I'm saying? And it just, you do what you want. So I don't really go into that. But what if I started making videos talking shit about PC gaming? You know how fast I would get attacked for PC views if I started attacking the platform? You know how fast that would go? It would be insane if I did that. There would be people I never even heard of going at me. Pretty strange. People wondering, what the hell am I drinking? It's this thing they have in Walmart. It's called American Clear. It's pretty much flavored water. Because I stopped drinking soda in terms of Pepsi. I was a Pepsi fiend. I used to love Pepsi. But I'm a little older now. My dad has diabetes. My grandfather, my mom's side has diabetes. So I'm at risk for diabetes. So cut down a lot of my sugar. I get a lot less headaches now because of it. Anyway. It's good. This is my favorite. There's a lot of flavors. I like this one. So Walmart, if I could get a promo, hit me up with sponsorship. Start paying me. I'll advertise more of this if you want. My man Showstopper. I'm about to start doing videos on PS4. Shit, Showstopper's here. Yo, Showstopper. If you started making videos being pro Sony, pro PlayStation, and anti Xbox, you know how many people will come and blast you real quick? They'll come at you real quick. Because again, it's the box. It's all about the box. More people have compassion, empathy towards the box. And it's just sad. I mean, it's cool as a community. We're going to pop out shit. Council warring. My box is better, your box. Genesis does, Nintendo don't. That's always been there. Right? That's always been there. But I don't remember a time in any generation where racism was a part of the gaming culture. I really don't remember a time of any time. I remember growing up and everybody was just gamers were gamers. To be honest, I'll be honest. I think gamers were, well, maybe this is anecdotal, but just my perception growing up, gamers were very close, regardless of what platform we were on. Genesis, Super Nintendo, TurboGrafx 16s, all of us that enjoyed those consoles, we were very close. For the gamers, the actual gamers that always play games, we would go buy our Game Pro magazines or Electronic Gaming Monthly. Some of us would chip in for one type of magazine because, we were kids. We were 10 years old, 9 years old, 11 years old. We were kids. And this is the 80s. We didn't have a lot of money, right? So like me and my cousin, we would chip in for Electronic Gaming Monthly. Our boys, they would chip in for Game Pro. Some of our friends would chip in for Nintendo Power. We will all chip in for these magazines because, we will use our allowance monies or collect cans, scrub windows, whatever the hell we do to make a buck in those days. Buy these magazines, and then we will rotate them after we were done reading them. And that's how we were able to keep up with gaming news and stuff. So we were the gamers. We were the gamers. We did what we do. I'm going to keep it real. All right? I'm going to keep it real. That's how we was. All right? Our parents was not going to give us the money every month to buy these magazines. They're that. This was the 80s. I ain't got time for that. You know what I'm saying? Both my parents were from Puerto Rico. Both my parents, my uncle, you know, my cousins' parents, they were from Puerto Rico. You know, they were all not trying to do that. They weren't about that life. So we had to earn that stuff to ourselves, whether it's through our allowance. And by allowance, it's like $1 a week or $2 a week. It wasn't the $100 kids get today. Do kids 1 week allowance, they could buy an iPhone. It wasn't about that life back then. All right, weren't swapping porn mags. No, that's different. We were using VHS. We were delivering VHS tapes. But the magazines, we will swap magazines because that's really the only way we could get. So we were the gamers. But the problem is, back in those days, gamers wasn't like what we have now. You guys think it wasn't cool to be a gamer back today? That's what y'all think? Oh, some of you know how the 80s was. Being a gamer back then. Because even our parents didn't like that. Right? My parents were from, my mom's from San Juan, and my dad's from Tuabaja. Back then, being a gamer, you were considered a loser. You guys thought gaming loser? Gaming back then wasn't even $1 billion industry. It wasn't even $1 billion industry. Not like now. It wasn't all about, you know, gaming and stuff like that. Hell no. You think you would see a trailer of a game in a movie theater? Nah. It just wasn't. We were looked at as losers, waste our time, college, you know, high school dropouts. It was bad. Even other kids looked at gamers because a lot of kids, you know, that, like I said, back in those days, most kids were outside playing sports, which I play sports too. I was mostly playing baseball, but I also enjoy playing football, also in basketball. But some kids, that's all they did. They didn't play any games at all, right? Some people didn't play games at all or rarely. You know the adults today, they come out, oh, yeah, I remember playing Mario. And that's really all they remember. Like you tell them about Final Fantasy, they'd be like, eh? Never heard of it. Those were the guys that did not play games at all. They were mostly outside, and they looked at gamers as nerds. We were the nerds, all right? So gamers stuck together. We were a close-knit. You know, and it didn't matter what race you were. Were you Asian, Puerto Rican, white, you know, doesn't matter what nationality, Polish, you know, Puerto Rican, black, Arab, you know, because we had guys from, I have friends that was from Palestine and stuff, and they were gamers, and they were cool. We were all together. The color of our skin, the religion, had nothing to do with it. Nothing at all. We were just gamers, and we knew that meant something. That we had a hobby that we enjoyed, and some people didn't appreciate it, and it's downright some people attack us because we were of a different breed. But now today, we attack our own. We eat our own because now gamers is not grouped together as in one group. It's the specific gamer on the specific platform. And if you're not down with that platform, then you can't be part of our club. You know, sometimes the admission to that club is absolute 100% obedience to that platform. And if you say anything wrong about that platform, then you're a fanboy because you don't have absolute obedience to this platform. And that's ridiculous. It's almost like being down with a gang at this point. It's like now we're down with gangs, Crips and Bloods. You can do whatever you want, just as long as it doesn't impact that platform. You want to say racist shit? Say racist shit. We'll look the other way. Just make sure you're about that life when it comes to the specific platform. And all will be forgiven. You want to spread fake news? Spread fake news. Just as long as it has nothing to do with this platform. So you can talk shit all you want about anything else. You can lie. Hell, we'll help you. We'll like it. We'll retweet it. We'll argue with you. We'll make the other guy look like he's an idiot. We'll do whatever we got to do. Just make sure you're down for this platform. This is the platform you rep. And if at any point you say anything bad, we're going to question who the hell you are. And that's really what it is. That's really what I noticed. And I will say that's among the hardcore, because I don't think the casuals are even involved in this. To be honest, the casuals that have these consoles, they're not in these Twitter conversations. And I'm glad they're not. I'm glad Most of these casuals are casual gamers. Because imagine if, between PlayStation 73, Xbox has a little over 30, maybe 40. Nintendo Switch has 14 million. Imagine if all of them was involved in this. We literally would have over 100 million people doing this bullshit. It would be insane. I'm glad that this is just whittled down to the hardcore, because it would be insane at the mass spectrum. It's downright embarrassing that this has to be. All right. So what T Reaper did, what anybody did, I'm sorry. I'm not going to co-sign. I'm not going to ignore. And it ain't about being sensitive. Someone comes at me about my race, I'm going to come back at them. You understand? And yes, I will report them on Twitter. Fuck it. I will do it. I have no issues with that. Why am I just going to stand by and accept it? I'm not going to be there. Oh, yeah, somebody called me a spick. Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to stay there and let the dude call me a spick. Nah, fuck that. Because I guarantee if the dude said that in real life, I will break his mouth. His mouth will get broken. The funny part is, though, they won't do that in real life. They just don't do that in real life. It's this fake persona. And it's just dumb. It's not necessary. All right? All I really want to say is, we gamers, I'm not saying we're going to go head hunting and go on Twitter and start looking for and do search engines. But if we're out there and we see gamers conduct themselves that doesn't reflect on what gaming is, it doesn't reflect on what being a gamer, how we are with our hobby, then we need to check them. We need to let them know, it's not about sensitivity. It's not about, or just let it slide. Don't worry about it. It's not about, he's not talking about your nationality. Nah. That ain't it. That's not it. All right? If one of my favorite YouTubers comes out with some racist shit, I'm not watching your content no more. Just because you're talking about a topic or your platform is my favorite platform, your character, I'm not going to associate myself with your character. I'm not going to put the box or even the hobby of gaming over just being a decent person, because my character is much more important than gaming. I'm not going to let my hobby of gaming let racism or harassment or discriminatory acts slide simply because the person represents something I like. That's it. You don't get a free pass on that. You don't get a free pass on that. All right? That's just the reality. Okay? P-Rock, do you know how to fight? Yeah, I learned the hard way, getting my ass kicked growing up. Eventually, the best way to learn how to fight is eventually when you're getting your ass kicked. Eventually, you got to learn how to fight back. It's more like tempered steel. Over time, you pick up a trick or two. And then the Marine Corps also helped me out too. At the end of the day, so some of you dudes, especially T Reaper, you have to look at yourself as a person. What's up, Predman? My man, Yalta? I always mess up your name. AKA Predman. I'm going to call you Predman. What's going on? Christopher exposing Hasha Satan. Oh, okay. Puerto Rock, when you're retiring. Actually, I'm eligible to retire now. I served over 20 years. So I can retire anytime I want. The most I can do is 30. That's where you max out when you're enlisted. You can only do no more than 30. If you're an officer, you could do over 30. But you have to be a certain rank requirement as well. But you max out at 30, at least in the Marine Corps. I'm at 21. But I got orders to Germany. Some of you may know. And that's a 3-year tour. So I'm enjoying 3 years in Europe. And I'm looking forward to spending my time. So, hey, some of you who are in Europe, obviously my podcast hours and times are going to change to reflect the time. So I'm going to try to do the best I can to address all audiences. But now Europe will have more of a benefit because it's more closer to their hours. If any of you guys are in Germany, hit me up. I'm definitely going to try to make it to Gamescom in August. So that's going to be exciting because I'll be there in Germany. Um, I'll be excited, and I'm gonna enjoy all the European countries. I'm gonna try to visit as much countries as I can. My wife, she's already planning Italy. She's dying to go to Venice. Dying to go to Venice. And right now, as I'm talking, if you guys have questions, start typing it. I'll address it. I'll make this a little. I'll address the last 10, 15 minutes, to questions, because I'm noticing I see a lot of questions, so I'll address it. But yeah, I definitely want to visit different places in Europe. I'm actually excited. I've seen the different cultures. I definitely want to spend New Year's in Paris. Oh, that's like a bucket list for mine. I'm definitely want to see Paris, and I just want to enjoy New Year's there. So around next year or this year, when New Year's is celebrated, I'm going to be in Paris. Cyrus Burke, thank you for addressing. No problem, man. This is definitely a great topic to address. So I'll do another 3 years, Lionel, and then from that, I'll probably do more. Ultimately, is my health I worry about. Being in the military, you have to maintain a physical standard of performance. We still have to have our physical tests. Run 3 miles, our pull-ups, crunches, and then we also have that combat fitness test we do, which is very challenging. And I don't like to slack off. I like to max out and get the most amount of points I can. And the day I feel is too hard so I could be competitive in those events, then that's when it's time to retire. That's it. So, okay. My man said, looking at German women and their hairy armpits. Hey, I'm married, so my wife is going, and we're going to enjoy Europe together. All right. Okay, it's amazing. All right, so here's my question. So one question I saw, I just want to make sure I can see it. Taco, what up? He says, yo, P-Rock, what's your most anticipated game this year? Lots of great games that's coming out across all platforms. But I'll be honest, the one I'm looking forward to most as I start looking is Spider-Man. Only because I haven't played a good Spider-Man game in decades. I played decent ones and okay, but I'm hoping what we get from Spider-Man is the same thing as what we got from Batman Arkham Knight series when Rocksteady took over. That feeling of this is not just a great comic book game, but it's just a great game, period. You could put this game toe-to-toe to even a regular game, a non-comic book game. And that's what I'm hoping to get with Spider-Man. So it's more. I'm looking forward to more than just a good Spider-Man game. I want a great game. It just so happens to be Spider-Man. And I think a lot of us who are Spider-Man fans and been playing Spider-Man games for a long time, it's like, you know who those games were made by. And it is what it is. But I think now we finally are going to get that great gaming, AAA gaming experience. So Spider-Man's my most anticipated game and stuff. All right. Let's see what we got here. I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast and you'll enjoy. Hit the like button. 155 watching now. Let's see what else we got going on here. Cortavius, oh shit, didn't know you was a fellow vet. Yeah. I'm still active duty. So appreciate it, brother. And appreciate to all you guys out there who serve your country and stuff like that, veterans of your own country. Thank you for your service. I appreciate it. Let's see. P-Rock, is it true Crackdown Downgrade 3 will be the best game? No, it's not going to be the best game of all time. But I'll be honest, I hope Microsoft does deliver on Crackdown. I hope it does what it's supposed to do. I hope the cloud technology, I hope they deliver. I know a lot of us are skeptical on Microsoft, but I'll be honest, I hope that when that game releases, it does what it's supposed to do. Because if it does and it ends up being a great game, then guess what? You got a great game for gamers. And hopefully that's what it ends up as. All right? When you shipping out again? March. I'll be out of here March time frame. Let's see. Thank you so much, Tito. I appreciate that. Let's see. McLoy D. He's 40, so am I. I've been gaming since I was 10 with the Commodore, Spectrum, Atari. I had them all. Yeah, I started gaming. I played the Commodore, but I never owned one. When I started gaming, it was a ColecoVision. My uncle had that. When I saw that, played the hell of that. My first console that was bought for me by my parents was the Sega Master System. And then I got the Nintendo Entertainment System after. That was my actual first gaming console, the Sega Master System, and that's what created the Sega fanboy in me, and that's what made me love Sega since then. Still, I enjoyed Nintendo, but it was that. Let's see. Italy's beautiful. Just make sure your wallet is stacked because it's expensive as fuck out there. Yeah, I heard about that. I heard the euro and stuff like that. Thank you very much, Flip Bayless. Let's see. What else? Let's see. P-Rock, do you think Crackhead 3 will get canceled? I hope not. I hope it doesn't get canceled. It really comes down to if they could deliver with cloud computing physics destruction. That's really the key, because that's what that game is hyped up about. And I have a feeling that if they can't get the cloud destruction, then they're not going to launch the game. Because the cloud destruction is based off of the Azure servers, and that is a huge revenue portion of Microsoft as a corporation. And I don't think they want anything that could detract from the quality of their Azure servers, especially off the back of just one game. You know, so if this cloud destruction doesn't work, then that one game is not gonna create a black eye for cloud computing. You know, they're gonna protect cloud computing over Crackdown. Let's put it that way. Cloud computing will be the priority over Crackdown. So if the game launches, it's because they got what they wanted. If they can't get what they want, then they won't launch the game. You know, so hopefully, but sounds like, well, I ain't gonna say sounds like because I haven't heard much from the developers, but hopefully the game comes out. Let's see. Ahmed Sen, hey P-Rock, if you go to Italy, check out Amalfi and the Lemon Coast. Also, Rome is pretty cheap if you want to go there. They often got cheap flights from Germany. Yeah, looking forward to that. You moving to the UK? No, I'm moving to Germany. That's what I'm headed by. What company would you like to see buy Xbox and do a better competitor of them? I don't want to see anybody. I'll be honest, I don't want to see another company buy Xbox. They just need to reevaluate what they wanted. You know, obviously their vision of Xbox One being the ultimate media device is what hurt them. They just need to go back to the core essence of gaming. All right. When they create consoles, it has to be primarily focused on gaming. And since they're creating the consoles, they need to have the studios. They need to have the backing of making games for that platform. You know, and they need to stop worrying about every single game trying to be a 10 million selling game. Not every game is going to be a Call of Duty. Not every game is going to be an Overwatch or a PUBG. Some games are just going to be like 1, 2, 3 million selling games. That's it. That's all you're going to get. Not every game is going to be 7 million, 8 million, and not every game is going to last 10 years through microtransactions. But you need to create those games because it adds variety. It appeases a segment of your fan base, and that segment is not the same. You know, the 4 million people who bought Horizon Zero Dawn, some of them are not the ones who bought Uncharted, and some of them are not the same people who bought Infamous. Different games appeal to different people. Sure, the hardcore of that platform who love that platform, they'll buy everything. So you got to figure, you got different groups. You got one group that buys everything. Uncharted, Gran Turismo, Horizon Zero Dawn, whatever Sony puts out, they're buying it. Then you got the next tier, where that group will buy most of the bigger games. And then you got another tier where people will buy some of the bigger games. And then you got another tier where people will only buy if it's in a specific genre they like. And you got to find a way to give gaming to all of them. You understand what I'm saying? Like, for example, not everybody liked Yakuza. But the ones who did is the ones who did. And you got to provide that game for them because they're part of your platform. Not everybody likes every game. Hell, even the bigger games, everybody don't like them. Look at, let's say Call of Duty. Let's say the last Call of Duty sold 20 million. Let's make up a number, right? But we have 70 million consoles sold. So that means 50 million people didn't buy Call of Duty. So obviously 50 million people aren't interested in Call of Duty. Or 50 million console owners out there aren't interested in Call of Duty. 20 million are. So you have a huge group, but not the 50. So you still got to appeal. Those 50 million are looking for something else. You got to appeal to that wide spectrum, you know? And Microsoft just needs to be smarter on tiering those games, you know? Here we go. Do you think it's too late for Xbox to get more JRPGs? Probably so. I think it's time to identify Xbox for what it is Microsoft seemed they can't crack that nut with Japan. If Microsoft wants to put JRPGs on a console, they're gonna have to pay developers directly to do it. They're not gonna get freebies from them, and that's mostly because of the wallet speak. I think it would be a good idea for Microsoft to invest because there's some JRPGs you can get on a console, and you don't have to invest a lot of money. You don't have to make a big budget AAA JRPG because a lot of JRPGs are based on the gameplay. So you can make an affordable game. It won't sell 10 million, but it can sell decent and can still make you profit and fund the next project. And that's what Microsoft needs to do. Let's see. Going down there. What do you think about the next God of War? Ripper Clash. All right, what I think about the next one, Gore? I'm loving what I see. It looks fantastic. I'm looking forward to playing it. But I know a lot of people, well, like I said, I know some people have issues with the huge change in direction they went with. You know, some God of War purists, maybe some fanboys, whatever. But here's the reality: it had to change. That was no longer. That's not keeping the game the same is not an option. It had to change, and it had to change because Ascension showed God of War 3 sold over 5 million, and then 2 years later or so, when they released God of War Ascension, it sold barely a little over 1 million. That's an 80% drop. They can't release another God of War in the same fashion. We already had plenty of those games in that type of gameplay environment. We have 4 that was made for consoles, 2 on PS2, 2 on PS3, and then we have 2 made for handhelds. So that's 6. And then we have the remasters of God of War 1 and 2, and then we have the remaster God of War 3. It's already done. This is a revamp. It's almost similar to what Nintendo did with Metro Prime. It went from a 2D side-scroller to a first-person action game. Even Mario, it went from side-scroller to 3D world. A lot of games, even Resident Evil, the old classic Resident 1 or 2, 3 style, and then they made Resident Evil 4. Sometimes you got to do changes. Keep the IP because people love the IP. We're just gonna have to make it fresh. Look at the new one, the new Resident Evil, right? It's first person now, right? I didn't play it yet, but I seen I played the demo. I have it, but I'm saving it for when I get my VR because I heard it's fantastic. But it's first person now. So look at Resident Evil. It went from that awkward top-down, gameplay to behind the back third person to now first person. See what I'm saying? Those are changes. Oh man, that's a good question. What's your thought on the climate temperature between North Korea and USA, and what will be the best prescription to fix that problem? That problem, people don't know this, and this is not a secret. We are still at war with North Korea. The war never ended. We're just at an armistice, a peace treaty. That's all we're at right now between the United States and North Korea. We just agreed to no longer try to kill each other. But the war never ended. The war didn't concede. We are still at war with North Korea. We just said, you know what? Let's just hold truce. We just call it truce. You know what I'm saying? You stay on your side, we'll stay on our side. There it is. And I'm gonna tell you, I don't know what the fix is because on the North Korean side, the leaders are hell bent on, that one leader is hell bent on running his country the way he wants to. And the United States, they're going to do what they do. South Korea is going to do what they do. So it's really, really all we could have hoped for is at the end of the day, it's just going to be shit talking and just leave it at that. Now, the day North Korea goes nuclear and they have credible evidence of being able to project nuclear power, that's when we better be scared. That's when things change. That's hope that day never comes. All right. Thank you, Gil, for take care. Best wishes to me and my family. I appreciate it. My man Lionel, $10 super chat. He says Xbox will never stop developing Halo or Gears or have these developers develop something else because Halo and Gears is too important to Xbox. They need everyone in the studio focusing on one thing. I agree. It seems like that's their mindset. I don't know why. I don't know why Microsoft is so scared of letting the developers tackle multiple projects. Lionel, I'll be honest. They should have learned from Bungie. Bungie told them they have ideas for a new game. and they want to make this new game. That new game was Destiny. I don't see how Microsoft can't learn from the past and be like, damn, Bungie been telling us they want to make a new game, and we didn't let them, so we let them go, and that game's a hit. Man, we're so stupid. They didn't learn from that. There's nothing wrong with keeping develop Halo and Gears because that's your main games. But if the studio says, hey, we're ready to make a new project, we have great, fresh ideas, and to bring that new idea onto the platform, that's something Microsoft should embrace. Because those studios are doing it not just for themselves, but for the platform they're making games for. And that platform is Xbox. So I don't understand why the company that creates the box is holding back developers for making more IPs for the box. Interesting. It's just wild. It's just wild, right? All right. But anyway, we'll hit that up. Thank you, Lionel, for that super chat. I appreciate it. We're gonna make it go right there. OBJ the Don, what's up? Ryan again. Antonio, Tip. Subscribe to my man Porak, definitely, man. Hey, hit the like button. We're at 99. Can I get one more like for 100? Can I get 100? Anybody who didn't hit the like button, hit it up so I could get the triples. So I could get the triple digits. Damn, I got 4 people who didn't like this. Man, I guess, I don't know. Maybe they don't like this topic. But that's it. Hey, 103. Woo, nice. Got my triple digit. Anyway, thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. For those of you who took the time out, to be live with me and chat in the box, all of you, I truly appreciate it. Kagatsu, Semper Fi, my green brother. 3rd Battalion, Mike Company. What's going on, bro? What's going on, brother? Whoa, 3rd Battalion. Yeah, I'm 3rd Battalion, Lima Company. Hoorah! What's going on, Kagatsu? My brother, $10 super chat. Thank you so much. People are wondering, what the hell? So 3rd Battalion, so when you join the Marine Corps, you go to boot camp, right? And boot camp is broken down by battalions. There's 2 boot camps in this nation. One is in Parris Island, South Carolina. The other one is in the Depot, San Diego, California, right? California has 3 battalions. Parris Island has 4 battalions. The 4th battalion is the females. That's where they train females to become Marines. The other 3 battalions are the males, all right? And when we join boot camp, each battalion is known for its, specific trait, like 2nd Battalion is known for their drill, or 1st Battalion is known for their knowledge, and 3rd Battalion is generally known for the guys who get thrashed the most. So 3rd Battalions, we have a little bit more pride because, our trait is we go through the toughest training because it's just a slaughter fest. The drill instructors there just completely destroy, our bodies and our minds to become Marines. It's just one of those shit talking. So my man right there, 3rd Battalion, I'm also 3rd Battalion. He's my company, I'm Lima Company. So that's just a little thing we Marines have. All right. But anyway, Semper Fi, my brother. To everybody else, again, you all joined the chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm glad you enjoyed the topic. My man Next Gen wants to invite me. God damn, bro. Oh shit. All right, hold on. Looks like, hey guys, you're about to get a show now. Retweet this back out. We about to get popping. All right, the bot father wants to get up in here. Oh shit! Now shit's about to pop off. Now we popping off. Now it's about to get good. Now the reason why I'll extend this, we gotta see what Next Gen wants to say. We gotta see what he got. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. All right, Zaire. Want to invite Zaire? You're going to start his thing. All right. Looks like we ain't going nowhere. All right. Non-gaming ass. Oh, boy. Here we go. Oh, boy. So retweet it back out. Say, hey, people, it's not over. It's just getting good. So, hey, Zaire, I sent the invite. Now, y'all want entertainment? DJ Omar says, please don't invite Zaire salty ass. We're going to hear it now. Oh, man. Let me tweet this out. This is going to be interesting here. Just when I thought, oh, this is going to be interesting.
Hey, yo, what I miss?
Hey yo, what you doing, man?
What I miss? What's going on? You know, I'm just waking up.
Well, you're just waking up.
Nah, I do, bro. I'm a rock star. What's going on? What I miss?
All right, so we talking about your protege, man. The product of your creation. Your Frankenstein's going wild, man.
What happened? Who did what?
Reaper going out saying some racist shit, and he just made a video saying that if you ain't white, don't worry about it. What are we doing here? What are we doing about it? What are we doing about it?
What? He said what?
He put that in his Twitter. He put that in his Twitter. If you white, don't worry about it. And then on the video, he goes, "If I'm not talking about your nationality, let it fly."
Oh shit!
this is your creation. You created it. Yo, you made this.
Hey yo, look at him with these silly looks on their faces. Hey, wait, hold up. Yeah, he pulled the trump down on that shit.
So yo. The Dark Knight saga, right?
Oh, who the hell's that?
No, Dark Knight, the movie, the Dark Knight. Batman. Yeah. You know how the mob, they hired Joker to take out Batman, but then he started flipping wild and they couldn't control him.
Yeah,
that's you. You're the mob, and T Reaper's the Joker. This is your shit to fix. You gotta fix this.
Hey, yo, hold up, man. I gotta go out there. I gotta go out there and humanly euthanize T Reaper. Let me see what the fuck going on, man.
Yo, what are we doing here, bro? No, because Dealer made a video. He just made a video, right? And he mentioned something about, I guess PlayStation's getting some great games for 2018. He wasn't fanboy or nothing. But I guess T Reaper says something. All they're doing is walking simulators, do the Japs know how to walk or something. And then people are like, yo, T Reaper, that's racist. He's like, whatever. And then he just started going deeper and deeper into it. And he's like, I don't know why white guys are worried about it. Or so, it was getting bad.
So wait, we all see, look, right? All day, I was never you played videos and shit, right? Shout out to them guys. So I seen my Twitter going off, right? They say T Reaper said something racist. So when all I seen was walking simulator. Like I didn't like walking sim. Like I didn't know. Like I didn't get what that was racist at. But now you telling me everything else that went on behind this shit.
Yes, because he started talking about the Japanese, right? Okay. And they're telling him, yo, T Reaper, that's racist, right? And some of the people that was telling him that, he goes, hey, wait a minute, but we white. And they're like, well, like Saltiest Gamer, him. And Saltiest Gamer's like, what the fuck? What does that have to do with anything?
Hey, yo,
we can't make this shit up.
They said Reaper was out there sound like Remy from Higher Learning. It's my world. You're nothing but a Jew and mud monkey. The white man's the boss. Yo. Oh man, I gotta see what's going on, Reaper, man. Hold up.
I don't know
what was it, T Reaper?
And then he has, I'm gonna send you the video where he says the video's called "Why Not Let It Fly" response. Yo, I can't make this up.
Hey, yo, I think T Reaper do this shit every year for shock, but last year he peed on the PS4, right?
Yo, every year he gotta do something, man. Just kick off the year.
Now, and listen, tell you, y'all honestly, I done heard some other stuff about Reaper, about some jokers that he rolled with some neo-Nazis or something. But I judge a person how they treat me. You know what I mean? And he's like I said, he's always. But if he's coming out and actually saying this stuff here,
I'm gonna give you the video he just put. He put in this video. He's like, listen, if I'm talking about somebody or making a joke and it's not your nationality, don't worry about it. He even gives an analogy. He's like, it's no different than the next door neighbor who has problem with his light bill. Are you having problem with your light bill? No, then don't worry about it. I swear to God. Yeah, I'm gonna link you to the video. I'm gonna give you this shit. I'm gonna put this shit on Twitter. I'm gonna give it to you right now in your DM.
All right.
Yo, this shit is wild, bro.
Yeah, I gotta check this shit out. Hold up, man. Let me see what's going on. I don't believe it, man.
There you go. I just sent you the video,
I
bro.
see a white Xbox. Hold on.
Yo.
White.
Here, hold on. Yo, Z, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. You gonna share the screen?
Yeah, let me. Yeah. Hold on. Let me find that. Let me find this thing. Hold up. I'm gonna share the screen so you can hear it. Watch. Just wow. Let me find that part. so you can see it. Yo, it's wild. All right, so I'm gonna share my screen, right? And you're gonna see it for yourself, yo. It's wild, bro. It's fucking it's wild as shit, bro. Give me a second because I have to switch it, so you're not gonna hear me talk, right?
There's a lot of people that are sensitive in this world, but you can't get sensitive over stuff that be sensitive over. And if it honestly just doesn't apply to you, let it fly. If I make a comment that's meant to be a joke, and it's about rape, and it's about a nationality. If you're not that a nationality, you honestly should not give a fuck. That's just what I think. But again, you might not agree, you might disagree. But I do want to give a quick shout out to everybody who has seen this, and the ones who did not take offense. I appreciate that. So shout out to everybody who just saw it and just moved on with their day. To the ones who blew up my Twitter feed and started crying their eyes out because they're like, oh, Reaper's racist, oh, Reaper's this, that's not cool. I mean, you honestly need to grow a pair. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. You honestly need to grow a pair. And if you're white and you're not that nationality that I'm talking about, just let it fly. Let it fly. Because the only person that you should really, I said this in the stream today, if it does not personally concern you as a person. So, for example, if my neighbor down the hall, if his electric bill, goes up, and he's complaining about it, but it doesn't actually affect my electric bill, I'm not going to care. It's the same concept. It's if I say something about somebody, but it doesn't pertain to you, let it fly.
Yo, hey, my man, Reaper out there.
Do you hear that shit? Did you hear that shit? You heard it?
He said, "What? Rape? I mean, if you're white,
No. He went to say race, but he stopped saying race, so he changed it to nationality.
Yeah.
You heard him? If you white, don't worry about it. Yo, am I bugging out? Yo, this dude what? And then he compared it to an electric bill. Like, yo.
Yeah, my man Reaper out there, one man. I don't know what the fuck going on. Anything looking spooky right now in these gaming streets, bro. I don't know.
Yo, this shit is fucking wild, bro. This shit is fucking wild.
That's your honest opinion. Do you think Reaper was racist? Do you think it might have been an insensitive joke that man when
I think how can I put it? I don't think he understands what racism is. I'll be honest. Maybe he's sick. I think he has a mental issue. I don't think he understands because he's saying it live on air, right? If you're white, don't worry about it. Like that's so you're admitting that you're insulting a race. You just don't want white people to attack you for it. Like, just mind your business. Let me talk about Japanese. But what if next week he talks about black people? What if the week after he talks about Hispanics? At what point does it stop? At what point do you call him out on that shit? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's just, but what he did is a racist act. Now, do I think he's out there with tiki torches and he's gonna hang a motherfucker? Do I believe that if you walk in a store, you don't belong here? What you're doing around these parts? I don't think he's like that. But at the same time, I don't think he understands what he's saying either. The dude, you know what I'm saying? The shit is wild, bro. But what's even wilder is only a few people addressed it and shit. Yo, more people got involved with that shit with me and Aaron Greenberg than this, bro.
You know what I think it is? I didn't
even do anything to Aaron. All I did was make a comment, and I'm like, yo, motherfuckers caught a heart attack.
Hey, but this is the truth, right? And real shit, right? I think, even such as myself, I be in my own little motherfucking world, Puerto Rico. I don't know what the fuck be going on, right? But I just think, most people look at Reaper like maybe this motherfucker ain't really rap too right, and just why I pay any fucking attention. I mean, and also to I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not gonna sit there and say that there's not racism within this community, because it is. I get called all types of things sometimes doing my live streams or my videos. I block and motherfucking keep moving. I don't address everything. But I just don't think maybe he understands the ramifications of what he's saying. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, it's just a joke. But especially given in today's climate, what's going on? I mean, if it was a joke, it was a very insensitive joke. You know what I mean? And he doesn't fully understand that. You know what I mean? That's all I would say about that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I ain't gonna do no video on that and talk about me. I ain't gonna go there. You know what I mean?
Yo, my man said, if you white, don't worry about it.
I just don't think he understands. You know what I mean? Yeah, I just don't think he understands. You know what I mean? Like people don't live in out. This motherfucker sent the chief financial. It wasn't just he sent a bunch of Sony execs him pissing on the PS4. Like this is what we doing here. Like, come on, man. Like I ain't about to power on that shit, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
Yo, then he CC'd you on it. Like he tagged you in. You were like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, take the shit down.
Yeah, like Reba wanted to do that. Really thought the console war was real. Getting pocket knife, arming himself to the king. There's a pony hop on the bush on him. He can be able to defend himself. I ain't about to follow on that, man. Leave that shit alone, bro. You know what I mean? Like for real. You know what I mean? You know, honestly, you know me. I'll fuck with everybody. I treat people how they try. I always say I gotta stand that I rock out with those who rock out with me, right? Whether you're an Xbox guy, PlayStation guy, I don't care what you play. I own every damn thing. You know what I mean? And I think I know. A lot of people get caught up in the characters of whatever you portray or I portray here. If they don't get it, just all for entertainment. As long as somebody don't cross the line with no weird stuff to my family, I can care less. Somebody makes a video about me, I'm not in time. You know, Puerto Rico, you know I got a sense of humor. I like the hell. I say thank you for coming out. God bless. Good night. I get it. You know what I mean? I get it, man. You know, oh my God, next gen you got owned. They don't get it. It's a show. It's for fun. But it's joke like, and again, like people really get caught up. I have to tell people, yo, why you ain't go Puerto Rico? That guy's a douche. Like, bro, just some shit for YouTube, man. Puerto Rico ain't go out there talking about my family. Puerto Rico, he would never disrespect. Like, I'm just, but I had to constantly remind people of this. Like, it's for in the same way you feel about Xbox, he feels the same way about PlayStation. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know, whether you agree with him or not. You know, oh man, fuck that, man. I can't, man. I mean, guys, yeah.
Yo, I seen. When I won the bet. I have motherfuckers be like, yo, I hope Zay don't pay you shit, you motherfucker. And I'm like, oh, shit. I'm like, I was like, yo, I'm going to tell Zaire not to pay you nothing. Fuck that. You ain't getting shit. I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
This shit is serious. I'm like, yo, this shit is real, bro. But it's just, but here's the thing. At what point, yo, because I'll be honest. You've been in consoles for a long time. I've been in consoles. I'll be honest. I never spent a generation in consoles where gamers fucking was racist. Like I just didn't. It just these things never came up. Not even last gen. When the 360 and PS3 was battling it out, and then YouTube stars were going. When Blackbound first appeared, Dirty Trey was doing his thing. And people was on the rise and shit like that. BG started his channel. We had a dude named General MLD. He was doing his Xbox thing. Everybody was doing that. Racism never came up. Like nobody was calling anybody. This shit is wild. This gen, like, yo, what the fuck is going on? This gen.
Well, you got again. I said that you got to look at today's climate. You know what I mean? You got to realize we went through the whole Obama era, and then from the Obama era to the Trump era. Some white folks, was pissed off having a black president, and then you got this shit with Trump. Like, there were good people on many sides. You gotta look like what's going on in today's climate, and like I said, I'm just saying for me personally, you know what I mean? Again, I get called sometimes anything but a child. It doesn't bother me, you know what I mean? Look, here's the thing: I let motherfuckers rock out in the comment section. You know what I mean? I don't care about you. Say I'm a dumbass. It's 99.9. You don't know me. You don't know anything about. All you know about me was what I tell you, right? So I say this, right? I get it. I had to learn. You know what I mean? Puerto Rico, I didn't come from this. I had to learn and condition myself how the internet goes. I used to want to fuck motherfuckers up in real life. Like I don't think like that, you know what I mean? So I say to say this. So once I learned and conditioned myself, I enjoy it much more now. I can laugh, I can sit back. Also, this is the internet. You know what I mean? Because where I'm from, like the shit you say, I want that same energy when I see you in real life, bro. You know what I mean? I want that same energy. I want smoke. You know what I mean? But like I said, once I got how this shit work, all right, cool. I'm sit back, and it's like again. But you gotta realize too, the internet, this here, and what I also tell people, You can be whatever you want to be on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You can be whatever. You can be
the tough guy. You could be a rich dude.
Look at my man Bond. He was a school teacher. Motherfucker working goddamn shop right. But again, like I said, and this guys, and it's true. You can be whatever you want to be here on the internet and have fun with that, right? But you know, and like I said, and like you say, don't feed the trolls. You know what I mean? Like when I got the context of what he was saying. You know, whatever. And you just tell me, I'm not. You know, next what are you gonna say? I'm not. Come on, I'm not. Like if anybody can look at that video right there and tell this motherfucker that he working with a full deck. Like, come on, man. Like, come on, man. I ain't about to do that shit there, bro. I ain't about to pile on that shit there.
Oh, my God. Bro, that thing was funny.
I'm not about to cyberbully the mentally impaired. I ain't doing that shit.
Oh, snap. Yo, that shit is wild, bro.
Yeah.
Yo, that thing. Yo, ever since I did this YouTube channel, I see more of the weirdest shit that I'd never seen before as just a follower of Twitter or a subscriber of watching other people's channel. Being on the other side of the screen, I never seen some of the shit I'm seeing now. I'm like, yo, this shit is wild. There's dudes who get hurt over this shit, bro. Like when people joke about people emotionally attached, no, it's absolutely true. Like there's this one dude, what's his name, Starboy HSP.
Okay.
Yo, remember when I did that Hellblade video? I was drunk and shit, and I was pissed off. But in that video, I called the Xbox a bottom bitch.
Yeah.
Yo, to this day, he still brings that up. Every time he mentions my name, oh yeah, that P77, he called Xbox a bottom bitch. I blocked him. Fuck him. Yo, to this day, he will bring that shit up, bro. That shit hurt him, and I'm like, yo, this shit is fucking wild, bro.
Ain't gonna lie, Puerto Rock. That comment there rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, bro. Yo,
some people didn't like the fact I was ranking on Hellblade. I'm like 250K, we shit 250K. Nah, Puerto Rock, you gotta understand, we had too many games. Too many fucking games? Is that why we complaining now? Like, that shit was funny, bro.
Look at the time it came out, man. Come on, bro. You gotta be more like that.
I'm like, yo, we had Lawbreakers. I'm like, nobody bought Lawbreakers. Lawbreakers? We're using Lawbreakers?
Hey, check it out, right? You know what, bro? Look, like I told you before, right? I coined the whole term Sony pony and all that shit. We will. I honestly thought that, Sony fans would just take up anything that Sony does and Nintendo fans. But I've come to learn, like, a fanboy's a fanboy.
Yeah, doesn't matter what platform. Nintendo, right? These dudes are rocking out with Switch. They're loving Switch. They're loving the controls. Hell, even the Wii U, right? But you weren't here at that time because you came in towards the tail end of last generation. You started your shit in 2012. Yeah, for sure. If you were, because in 2009 you were looking for life on other planets and shit.
Yeah, for sure.
So, in 2009, these same Nintendo dudes were hyping Wii because of the way it plays. They were saying they were tired of normal controls. Like the way we're playing our games now, they didn't want to play like that no more. And that they were proud to be Wii owners because it's a new way of playing games. That the old way of playing games is boring, it is old, it's outdated. We're not going back to that. But as soon as Nintendo cut that shit off and went back to normal standard controllers, they're right back on that Nintendo train. So, we love Nintendo, whatever. Despite the fact that during the Wii era, the very way they're playing games now, they didn't like it. It's the same thing. A fanboy's a fanboy. They're going to do what they're going to do to hype that product. All consoles. Even Sony guys did that. Fucking Rumble's last gen. We don't need that shit. When I saw that shit, I was like, yo, I'm not co-signing this shit. Like, no Rumble? And the shit's $600? Like, yo, you guys are wild, bro. Get out of here.
I still got my 6-axis controller right here somewhere. I might
I still have it. That just feels like a piece of paper. Yeah, it feels like a piece of paper.
One of them 360 consoles and shit, the PlayStation 3 you buy from the fucking dollar store, the X360 with like 100 games on them. Yeah. That's what that controller felt like. That controller felt horrible, bro. Wait. So Trainer was making videos back then? I remember with the Wii that, hey, bro, I need to holler at my man in the top of the video.
Trey, Black Bond, BG, they were starting their channels around 2008, 2009. Like Black Bond, he used to go after the Sony fans, the hardest. He used to call them drones. They were called drones. He's the one that used to call them drones. So like the way he goes after Xbox dudes now He went after Nintendo and PlayStation dudes back then. So yeah, Trey was all about that shit. A lot of the Nintendo dudes, they hyped Nintendo because of new control with the Wii. Mm-hmm. And then when the Wii U came out, that was one of the first things I'd bring up. But wait a minute, you guys don't like this way of controlling because you want the new play shit. So why are you hyping Wii U now? Oh, it doesn't really help with games. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Like, you dudes are bugging this stuff. So a fanboy's a fanboy and shit like that. It doesn't matter what platform you are. Yeah. They're going to go with the narrative of what their company says is what's important. That's just
even the same way I was attacked over the whole, Microsoft didn't invest in 343 or the coalition. They didn't do something other outside of, with their, known for Halo Gears. And my God, they put I had jokers like you say with tiki torches out in front of my house with burning crosses in the yard.
Yo, I remember that shit, bro.
They was about to hang my blanket for that one.
And here's the thing. You didn't say anything that was against Microsoft. If anything, that makes them better.
Yeah.
Developers making new games, new IPs for the console you repping, that actually is a good thing.
Yeah.
Because in the end, if they make those new games, you get to buy them and play them.
Yep.
I don't see how they had a problem with that
new
idea.
Games. Yeah, that's the
it's new games that you get to play from a developer you feel is a good developer. How can anyone have an issue with that? The only reason why they have an issue with it is not because of the philosophy you were saying, is that in their mind they feel Microsoft is not going to do it, and to not criticize Microsoft, to not make them look bad, they're not going to side with that idea. Because if they side with that idea, they feel they're contributing to the bad image of Microsoft, which is what they don't want. So they're more worried about the image of Microsoft than their own personal investment. You know what I'm saying? That's really what it comes down to it. Same thing with backwards compatibility. I say when the PlayStation 5 comes out, PlayStation 5 needs backwards compatibility. If you want to keep all your PlayStation 4 owners and transition them over to the PS5, you have to do that. Because we live in an iPhone generation. Imagine if you buy an iPhone 10 and you can't bring over any of the shit you bought on your iPhone 7.
Yeah.
People be pissed. They don't want to start over. They want everything they have now, transition over to the new shit, and then create new shit. So PS5, Sony has no choice but to make PS5 backwards compatible to PS4, which I'll be honest, is not going to be an issue because it's x86.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Sony do it.
It's not an issue. That's the key. A lot of PlayStation fans are afraid that Sony's not going to do it because that's their decision. So instead of trying to make Sony look bad, they're just going to be like, we don't need backwards compatibility to protect the company. I'm like, nah, fuck that. You're doing Sony a disservice having that attitude. Tell them they need backwards compatibility. Just tell them to do it. If you want PS5 to be successful, they need to do it. Because if they don't, when the console launches, those things matter at the start of the generation. Because people are gonna look at the value of the console at that time. They're gonna look at why, if the next Xbox costs $500 and the next PlayStation costs $500, and you see that Xbox for $500 can play all your Xbox One games, all your 360 games, all your OG Xbox One games. And for $500, this console can only play PS5? Then what the fuck am I paying $500 for? You can't say because of the exclusives because they're not out yet. You're going to have to wait 2-3 years before Sony gets back in their grind. Because if for anything else, they're probably still going to release top-tier exclusives on the PS4 and then just do a cross-gen port over to the PS5.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? And that's the position Sony will be in if they don't have BC. They have to have it. They have to be able to play at a minimum PS4 games, and those games have to have enhancements that takes advantage of PS5. If Sony doesn't do that, that's going to be a hit. It's going to be a black eye. And people will compare dollar to dollar the value between the two consoles. And the truth is, the first 2 years of a PlayStation cycle game is not to its advantage because Sony takes a while. Look at Horizon Zero Dawn. That game has been in development for 5 years. So it wasn't the fact that Sony wasn't making new games, but because they start the development in, like the last year of the old console, you're not going to see the new game till maybe 3-4 years into the new generation. That's always how they've been. So you're not going to see, like, I'm going to tell you now, we're going to have this argument when PS5 comes out. The first 2 years, you're not going to see a lot of exclusives because they're not going to start making games for the PS5 till around the last year or so, or 2 years before the last years of the PS4. So you probably won't see, Sony probably won't start developing PS5 games till maybe next year or this year.
You got some money in the super chat. Hey Ryan, to answer one question. Hey Ryan, kicking him out of what group? I don't have a group. He's not. My group that I have is Broadband Bullies. He's not a part of that. So that's
okay.
Group that I have. But you got some money.
Yeah. So I got some super chat.
But before you go there,
let me hit up.
Anybody that's blocked on my channel that may have been blocked from the live streams. Leave me your name now. I just wanted to block a few people that I don't see no more. Like I guess Crap was a berserker. I don't know see no more. So if you're blocked on my channel, my live stream, shout out to Find and Speak Y'all supporter. Say something here if you want to be unblocked on my live stream. Yeah, you got some shit in chat.
Right. All right, no doubt. All right. So Andrew Wilkins, my man said, "Crap, and many of these white YouTubers are frauds." Yeah, Zaire props these lying white dudes up to be bigger than him. Sad shit. What? What do you think about that? You want to address that, Zaire? I'll let you address that.
Do I prop them up to be bigger than me?
He's saying you're like fucking you're like fucking what's his name?
Django.
Oh, what's this dude? The comedian. He was fuck. I forget his name. Oh, Dave Chappelle. That he was a white supremacist, but he's black.
Oh yeah. Well, now you feel that? I give up that. I mean, put it around. I mean, you know me personally. Do I give up that? And to you,
I will say this. Yeah. You're getting blamed for what they did on Twitter, and you're getting blamed for it because they're associated. You know, at the time, Mooch and Crab, they're associated to BGST.
Okay, all right. You know
so you know, so they do their bullshit on their own time.
Yeah, all right.
Because they're on BGST. You have to.
I told you in the past before, Put Rock, right?
Yeah.
Any negative connotations that BGST may have gotten for whatever it is, it's never been nothing that I've done. Tim, Showstopper, more or less come from the things that Mooch and Crap have said on Twitter. And I'm just saying how I am as a person, and I'm saying I'm loyal. Sometimes you say too loyal. I'm not saying I have a problem with those guys. You know what I mean? All I can judge a person is from how their interactions are with me. And I can honestly say, there have been nothing but 100 and solid with me. You know what I mean? Now, when Mooch supposedly said something, I didn't know dude. Then it was back in 2008. I didn't know dude. Like, you know what I mean? Would he probably thought whatever he said on Twitter may have come back to haunt him? Absolutely, probably not. You know what I mean? But maybe here's the thing. Another thing with me, I don't tweet anybody on Twitter. I don't really tweet any execs. I'm more or less interact with you guys. I retweet back, say some slick shit back to you. But even, I'll be honest with you, to give you a little Crap said some shit about some tacos and fried chicken, right? Let me the truth, right? That's real shit, right? And it's crazy. Every time Crap had these meltdowns, he called me, yeah, it's pretty bad. I get these phone calls from Crap like 4 in the morning and shit. Why the fuck would you say, like, motherfucker, it's Christmas Eve? I know, man, Xbox Live was down. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? So anyway, right? So don't listen, I'm just one black guy who's out there defending him, right? Doing PR. Like, look, he's not racist. Get a black friend, right? But I'm gonna tell you the truth, right? It's real shit here. A lot of people don't know this. See, people say if BGST was racist and they used to say it was homophobic, right? Now, mainly, if you don't know, I say I'm from North New Jersey, except for one project, right? A really shitty part of North. North is shitty itself. Got some great people there, but very violent part. You know what I mean? Poverty. You guys know, the inner city. It is what it is, right? And where I'm from, so even comes from a fag or whatever. That's just the way that we talk. Like it ain't got nothing to do with even sexual preference. That's the way that we talk amongst each other. You know what I mean? I'm just like, this is the way we talk. So before I start saying weirdo, I used to call the Nintendo guys, "We you homos." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was just the way that I talk for my slang. And like I said, just me being new to YouTube. And I just made a Twitter account. I didn't even have a picture. I had to get the little Easter egg or whatever the fuck you get from Twitter. That's all I had. I mean, I had like 33 fucking followers or something, right? I got up the next day. I didn't really know how to work Twitter. I was new to social media. I got the Facebook shit down pat. And I was all about Facebook. Now I prefer Twitter with Facebook. Hey, bro, listen. I literally had 80,000 people from the LBGT. Like, this shit was wild. Like, this shit was from what? I'm like, you don't think homosexuals can adopt children? I'm like, what? I swear to God, on my dead mother, yo. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is it? Yeah, you call your Nintendo guys, everyone. I said, no, like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? And believe it or not, you know who the first person that came out to defend me? It's Crap. Bullshit.
Oh, shit.
A lot of people don't know that. You know what I mean? The first person that came out there to defend me, because I didn't know how Twitter fucking worked. When I wake up like 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon. Crap was already in the fucking fight in the Holocaust War from right then. Back to back. We did that bitch like back to back, like Batman and Robin, like the dynamic duo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And listen, I'm gonna say this: am I homophobic? I don't care what someone does in the privacy. It's none of my goddamn business. What you like, it's none of my business. And I'm not trying to make it my business. I mean, but even think I had to recondition myself from me even saying, because I know what, I didn't realize that word can be very offensive to some. Now, me being the smart ass that I am, I didn't make it no better. I pulled the TV book. I said, well, actually, the word faggot means a bunch of big sticks together. The true definition of a bunch of twigs together makes a mighty faggot, right? I didn't make it any better. You know what I mean? With that comment right there.
So you try to play the intelligent old English. Did you try to use the Queen's English?
Yeah. You know what I mean? The Latin, you know what I mean? And that didn't mean I
used the Queen's English. That shit didn't work.
Hey, bro, I pulled the Trump on that bitch. I doubled down on that motherfucker. It was like, yeah, many sides. There were good people on bad folks and good people on many sides, on both sides, right? And that didn't make it no goddamn better. I didn't think, and again, like I said, and he was one of the first people. Oh, wait, was the only person. I didn't even think I knew Tim then. I didn't know. I mean, I didn't really know Tim was even part of it. This is way back when. So I wish we was just on Skype. A lot of people didn't know that. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm a loyal dude. So, and it's not that. Now I'm gonna say this: it's not that I put anybody before me. Like that's the craziest shit in the world. But I understand. Only it's one thing about me. I'm a businessman. I understand how this YouTube thing works, right? And even with this inception of BGST, let me give you guys a little backdrop right here. I know that with the way that I talk, sometimes it's not that I can't hold intelligent conversation without using a bunch of slang or something, but it is what it is, right? I know that the bigger demographic would gear more to maybe the mooch and crap because they're white. It is what it is. Like, you know, most people watch who they can relate to. You know what I mean? I learned this shit in school. You know what I mean? It's not a problem. Do I think they're better than me or nah? Come on, bro. Hey, come on. I'm extremely confident in my spot. You know what I mean? You know, I don't have no Uncle Tom ass type, you know, mentality and all like that. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. You know, and again, I give nothing but props to Mooch and Crap where they went on to create for themselves. And you know, Crap goes out there, put up about 10 videos. I'm not gonna do all that. I'm not. You know what I mean? That's his thing. And you know. And I think it's, you know, with the thing that he carved out for himself, it's cool. I'm gonna tell you something. I give not a lot of people like me. I like everybody to shine. Even when I was in the streets heavy. If I went to Jamaica, all my work is going to Jamaica. If I get a new car, you know what I mean? So you know, I don't mind letting other people shine. Even when I do, you don't see other YouTubers bring motherfuckers on their shows and stuff. Because most people like to be the spotlight to be on them. When I do the multiplayer, a lot of times I just sit back and let motherfuckers go out there and shine and do their thing. And I'd be a fan just like you guys sit back in the comment section. You know what I mean? And that's what, you know what I mean, what I do. So if you feel that way, brothers, trust me, it's the farthest thing from the truth. So I hope, I mean, you may understand or you can walk away with a little insight. But no, that's not the truth, my man.
Let me pay some bills. Fantasy fan, he asked, when's your Germany no later date? You close to retirement? So I have to be there before the middle of March. So I'll be reporting in sometime in March, like around the first week or two. And actually, I'm eligible for retirement now because I already hit over 20 years. In fact, I'm over 21. So I could put in for retirement anytime. The most I can do is 30. So I just take it year by year with my health. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, the Marine Corps, I still have to do all the physical standards and shit. You know, I spend most of my time in the gym and everything, so I'm good. But the day I feel like I'm hurt or I can't hang, that's when, you know, I'll put in that retirement and collect the check for the rest of my life. That's pretty much it right there.
Oh yeah, so, you old bastard.
Yeah, that's right. You know what I'm saying? So respect your elders. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know, yeah. Stuff. You know what I'm saying? Oh man. So yeah. So we hop on there. You know, I know one thing we weren't able to. I know. Let's do a one-on-one, right? Because I've been wanting to talk to you about this, right? You know, because the multiplayer podcast, everybody chimes in and try to hand out L's because that's what they do. That's what we do. That's our main intention. We start the podcast preparing on how we're gonna hand out L's. You know what I'm saying? And that's what makes the but that's what the podcast is unique. That's what I like about it. Because you know, other podcasts will talk, but once in a while you want to give a dude an L. So we're gonna bring up something with that intent. Like, how can we end the day? Yo, that shit was funny when my man Gary tried to give you that L, and you're like, nah, fuck this.
Thank you for coming out.
God bless you. That shit is hilarious, bro. You know, people love that shit. You know, handing out L's. But I want to talk to you. I know you and I, you know, even I'm out there on Twitter hyping these rumors. Coalition's making a new IP, yada, yada. And I was excited and shit like that. And I know you were excited too. When Microsoft came and squashed it, You know what I'm saying? What was your reaction to that when Microsoft said, "Hey"?
I look at it as I've heard from Rail Basalt they are working on something other, and I just think maybe they maybe just because people it's probably whatever they're working on is not going to be ready for the next 2 to 3 years. You know what I mean? So to stop people from adding, how motherfuckers can get. You know what I mean? Wow, they didn't show their E3 exposed, so I guess to stop all that, they may have just, no, we're not working on anything new. Like, you know what I mean? These companies allow the goddamn time, you know what I mean? But if they're not, and they're only allowed them to work on Gears of War 5, I think that's horrible. You know what I mean? I think that's because, and I say this again, they try to argue, how you say the narrative. They say, well, 343 is not Naughty Dog, Zaire. And again, and I'm not knocking if you like Naughty Dog games, cool. But I'm not buying the fact that you said that they're more talent than these guys over here. These guys have been. They may have some people work at Naughty Dog. That's one thing about these companies. They switch developers and talent all the time between the both of them. You know what I mean? Microsoft and Naughty Dog just lost this. Somebody had killed at Naughty Dog. You know what I mean? I'm not surprised if Microsoft didn't pick him up. He's working for Rare or something. I mean, they switch talent all the time. You know what I mean? But what Microsoft's problem is and to default, it was also their strength. They're just too good at business, and for them, they micromanage every dollar. You know what I mean? So if it doesn't make business sense to them, they're not going to do it. So I look at it like that. They're like, man, fuck. Like even for these one-player story-driven games or whatever, how you say. And listen, and to be fair, and I like. I like, one-player story-driven game. I think, sometimes I like to play that. The multiplayer is cool, but the games that thrive and have longevity in this generation, and this, are the games, the Overwatches, the PUBGs, the Call of Duties, things that you could Grand Theft Auto. Look at that. Like I brought up on the show, right? Real shit, right? Grand Theft Auto is probably the biggest. I don't know what. Maybe it's went on to sell plus 70+ million. It's always in the top 10 MPD on both platforms. You know what I mean? I was reading something like maybe like less than 2% of the people gamers actually beat the game. Everyone buys that goddamn game and goes on and plays the multiplayer. And look at the life that 2K has brought on. You know what I mean? I don't do the my player shit, but I all do is rate matches straight up. I'm old school. But more people buy that game just do the my player and spend money VC into that game than play the actual goddamn game for itself. You know what I mean? Lakers versus the Knicks or something. They don't even play that anymore. They just do the my player, the my part, spend money to build their character up. You know what I mean? And that is. I do feel like this is even with Sony. You're going to start to get there. They're known for their their story-driven game. And which is an article they put out maybe like 2 months ago. How they're going to start investing more into that. You're going to start seeing, and listen, to be honest with you, the multiplayer a part of Last of Us, that made it a huge success for them. You know what I mean? Had it not maybe had that multiplayer, it might have been as big as it was. Or, the multiplayer attack was in Uncharted 4 now you on. So I even think like maybe like what's the I don't know what God of War I have one now, but what's the next one? No Days Gone or something? Or the game, for people to keep spending in the game to keep going, because it's going to come out, it's going to be in the top 10. What I mean, if you're lucky the first month, if you're lucky the second month, it's very rare that you see an exclusive, either Microsoft or Sony, still coming in the top 10 NPD 3 months after the goddamn game is out. You know what I mean? You're going to see the same 10 multiplats over and over and over again. And again, you look at these games, Puerto Rock, and they're like however many million to make them. You know what I mean? 70 million, 8 million. You have the marketing, the advertising. I mean, for the game, they're not making their money back. They got to, you know what I mean? So that's why. Even though maybe it's a success to us, 3 million, it may have still lost money. You know what I mean? So I don't know. How do you feel?
I say here's the thing. I'm not advocating that Microsoft only makes single player games. I just want them to make new IPs.
Oh yeah.
It could still be like to be honest. Like, well, I'll use Sony for example. Order 1886. That shouldn't have been a single player only game. I said that was probably one of the biggest mistakes of that game because you got a third person shooter that's only about 5-6 hours of gameplay, and then that's it. A third person shooter, you can't make a third person shooter unless it's an RPG that you could play for 20-30 hours. You know what I'm saying? Like a Fallout. Fallout's a first person, or you could change it to third person, and it has no multiplayer, but it's huge. The game is big. You could play that game for like 200 hours. I get that. But an actual straight up shooter, like Order 1886, no co-op, no multiplayer is doomed to fail. So I get that. I get the whole thing. I get that multiplayer brings in revenue because even if you only have a small community of multiplayer guys, they'll buy the loot boxes, they'll buy the clothes. You know, sometimes that's bigger than the big games that don't have any type of microtransaction. You know, sometimes it's better to have a small group of multiplayer games that continually spend money than to have this huge multiplayer game and no revenue is coming in. So I get that too. But the main thing is this. Not everybody plays Halo and not everybody plays Gears. So why not get a new multiplayer game for those people to play? You understand what I'm saying? So even as big as Call of Duty is, let's say it sold 15 million. Hell, let's say it sold 20 million on the PlayStation. PlayStation sold 70 million. So that's 50 million people that didn't buy Call of Duty. They bought something else. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying don't make multiplayer games. All I'm saying is make new IPs. Just make new IPs. If it's another multiplayer game, fine. Let it be another multiplayer game. If it's another shooter, if let's say Coalition's new IP is another third-person shooter, that's fine. But bring up a new game, new characters, you know what I'm saying, new environment, new story, new gameplay style, new multiplayer that's unique to itself. So you'll have your Gears of War, and then you'll have this new game. You understand what I'm saying? Let's say if Bungie would have never left, right? If Bungie would have never left, right? Destiny would be an Xbox exclusive. Granted, it's a first-person shooter, but it is not Halo. It is a unique game. So you will have your Halo, and the Halo crowd will play the Halo, and you have your Destiny. Hell, it's like that now. You have Destiny. You have people who don't play Halo on Xbox no more because they play Destiny now. That's their preferred game. You know what I'm saying? They rather play Destiny than Halo. But you still have your Halo guys that still play Halo, you know? The big difference between how the landscape ended up now is Destiny did more for PlayStation than it did for Xbox because Sony went after the marketing rights and the exclusive console, the exclusive bundle. If that game would have been exclusive to Xbox, we could be talking a whole different environment. The environment could be totally different than what we have right now because Xbox gamers will have their Halo and Xbox gamers will have their Destiny. Choose whatever you want to play. You know what I'm saying? They're both first-person shooters, but you got what you want. You know, and that could change the landscape of how this generation could have played out. You understand what I'm saying? Not everyone's a Halo fan. Same thing. Not everyone's an Uncharted fan. But when they played The Last of Us, some people didn't like Uncharted. Regardless, some people, they weren't feeling it. But when they played The Last of Us, that's their favorite game. Same studio, third-person shooter.
I think it was the multiplayer.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. They probably like the multiplayer better. It's exactly. Not everybody likes the same game. Look at Guerrilla. Some people be like, I hate Guerrilla because the only thing Guerrilla was making was Killzone. And people can't stand that game. But as soon as they made Horizon Zero Dawn, oh man, Guerrilla's a great top studio. Since fucking when? All they done was fucking Killzone. No one was cared about what Guerrilla did. But as soon as they made a game that interests them, you know what I'm saying? Now they attracted different people. Because I guarantee a lot of the people who played, hell, it's guaranteed. Majority of the people who played Horizon Zero Dawn did not play Killzone because Killzone never sold that well. Killzone's not a 4 or 5 million selling game. At best, I think it topped out at 2.5.
Yeah.
So where did the other 1.5 to 2 million people came from? They weren't Killzone. They weren't there when the Killzone game was out because Killzone didn't sell no goddamn 4 or 5 million. So where did they come from? It's because it attracted a different set of people. Same developers, but it just attracted different people. You know, and I think that's what it does. Not everyone's going to play Gears of War. I mean, Gears of War is like, what, 4 or 5 million out of 30 million Xbox gamers?
Didn't Randall throw like 5 million? I don't know.
Okay, hell, fuck it. Let's say 10. Let's ball out and say, man, that game sold 10. Yeah. All that means is 20 million Xbox gamers didn't buy it. So how does Coalition attract those gamers that didn't want to get Gears of War? You got to look at, because not every game is going to sell 100% of your fan base. Yeah. It's not possible. The majority of the gamers that own a console are not going to like your game, so you have to create something different. So now you get your Gears of War guys, you'll get your 5-6 million there, and then you create a new IP, and you might attract a whole new set of gamers that own the Xbox, that don't like Gears, but they like this IP. They're like, yeah, I'm feeling this IP. This is my shit right here. Good job, Coalition. I'm feeling this right here. And that's all that is. Creating new IPs embraces the entire community, because again, not everybody has the same taste. Again, not everybody likes Halo. Not everybody likes Uncharted. So what do you do if you're a developer, to get those people that don't like Uncharted? Create The Last of Us. What do you do for people that don't like Halo? Create Destiny. And that's it. That's just how I feel. And I think it's crazy, especially with the amount of money Microsoft puts into Halo. Yo, I think the budget of 343 is like Naughty Dog and Sucker Punch combined.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That shit's wild, bro, that you would put that much money into a one project. I just feel. Let me pay the bills real quick. My man Lionel, he says not everything can be an Overwatch, PUBG, and GTA. No company should be chasing those games, but make their own path. And to be honest, none of those developers expected those games to be that big when created. I mean, I could feel that, Lionel, because I like for example, I don't think when the developers made PUBG, I don't think they thought that game was going to be as big as it was.
Yeah,
that shit became a fucking phenom. That shit has a life of its own. You know what I'm saying? That company is just literally that one company just on one platform matched what Overwatch did on all 3 platforms. So that shit took a life of its own. So some of these games, I mean, look at Cliffy B. I'm pretty sure he didn't expect his game to bomb like the way it did. Because his shit is a disaster. In fact, I think the last recording, 0 players were playing Lawbreakers. Like, it's absolute 0 now on PC. Like, nobody. Literally.
I bet she put that bitch to Xbox now.
I'm going to be honest. Do you think you guys would have played it, though, on the real? Because PC gamers didn't play it.
I mean, I don't know.
PlayStation gamers didn't play it.
I will say this. What I noticed that Xbox players and Sony players, Sony guys more or less like the Nico Keo. The Xbox guys like shooters and racers. That's always been their bread and butter. You know what I mean? So whether they, if I would have found, look at PUBG. You know what I mean? They're like the Xbox is known for shooters. That's their thing. That's their niche. Sony is known for the story-driven game. Nintendo was known for platformers. Everybody got their strong suit. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it would have been as big as Halo or anything, but I believe it did better. You know what I mean? If it would, released it on the Xbox. So even if they did put an Xbox only exclusive, they ain't got no goddamn exclusive there right now. So you know what I mean? Yeah. They bought the shit up just for that. So.
But do you think gamers are all that different now as compared to like I know 360 and PS3 have very. Let me put it this way. Let's put it this way. OG Xbox and PlayStation 2. I think that was the last gen when it was truly unique, like completely. And I think 360 PS3 began. People started calling them the twin consoles. I think that's where it started, where they're becoming more similar. And now exclusives from the first party became a bigger part of the identity. And then more importantly, the services. That's where the breakout started happening to identify these 2 consoles. But I think now when you look at the games that are selling, like you said, Call of Duty, Madden, 2K. Like if I told you, let's say if a random gamer told you, yo, Zaire, what's up? Yo, I just bought 2K, Madden, Overwatch. You know what I'm saying? Would you be able to know what console he's talking about? You would probably be like, oh, did you get it on Xbox? You would have to ask that because you don't know if he's addressing, like, you don't know if he got those games on PlayStation, if he got it on PC, if he got it on Xbox, because everybody has them.
I think, it's the casuals that they go out and I always said that they far outnumber us like 10-1. You know what I mean? It's the Sony fans or, us or the Xbox guys. They'll go out there and support the exclusives, and it's the casuals that bop everything else. You know what I mean? I don't care how big Horizon Zero Dawn is, right? Or how great Sony. It's not going to outsell 2K on the Xbox or just on the PlayStation. You know what I mean? It was not going to outsell Madden. You know what I mean? It's not. Those are few and far between. You know what I mean? Or a greatest you may say was Neo Kumi, what's that shit you like to play? Or, you know what I mean? Neo Automata. Yeah. Love that game. It's not going to outsell fucking give me another goddamn big multiplat Destiny or whatever the hell on the PlayStation. You know what I mean?
It's not gonna outsell GTA even in that year.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Or Minecraft or whatever the hell. You know what I mean? So the exclusives are made for us, the diehards that pay attention to that hits it to keep our finger on the pulse, and then you have everything else for everybody else. I mean, like you said, we are the dinosaurs, you know what I mean? And we're few and far between, man. You got a whole new different generations of gamers that's got their consoles for Christmas, and they didn't get their console for, Horizon or Gears. They got that shit for, what's that? What's that shit? Overwatch and 2Ks and Madden. They're playing with their friends are playing. That's it. But what you get into tonight, P-Rock? What's planning tonight?
What?
What you get into tonight?
I'm not sure. I think I think I might start that fucking. I have two. I really don't want to play an RPG right now because I want something quick. So I could either play fucking Battlefront because I bought that shit for like $30. I bought Call of Duty for like 20. Fuck. I don't know. I really don't know what I'm gonna get into tonight. I think my wife wants to go to the movies. She wants to see that Insidious Last Key shit.
Okay.
And stuff. I don't know what you doing.
I don't know. You know, we played Nuke Nukem last night in Gears. We might be fluid.
I heard you waxed them out and shit like that. I'm like, good. That's what you get for calling yourselves Poontang ponies. Like, what the fuck's a Poontang pony?
Hey, yeah, you know what? We posted. I don't know. Old boy that was talking slick. What's my man's name from Press Start Play? I don't know the guy.
Coffee.
Yeah,
Press Start Coffee.
He posted got a Gears team. We trying to set this shit up for next Friday.
Oh,
we ain't turning on nothing but our college.
Oh, you know they play on PC though.
As long as they got him out, as long as they got a controller.
Oh,
we can make it happen.
They play on PC.
As long as they got a controller. You know, I ain't scared like this, man. I believe my God-given talents and my God-given ability, man.
Oh shit!
They can go out there and take that down, man. You know what I
Oh
mean?
shit! Yeah, they wax Weapon Wheel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they waxed the Weapon Wheel podcast, and that shit was funny, bro. They waxed them bad in the live stream.
King of the Hill, man. We knocking on all bombs, man. Hey yo, and my man, shout out to my man Morgan Days. He just edited, sent me a video. I just uploaded the best of it. Look, I gotta
see that. I saw that on my feed. I didn't get to see it yet, so I gotta check that out on my feed.
Shit. Look, let me tell you, listen, I'm gonna tell you something. There was a cat fight at the end of BGST. At the end of multiplayer. All I say is look out for that shit right there. It's about to go down. It's about to go down. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. Other than that, I ain't doing. I might stream a little night some Star Wars back. Actually, I got gift to Star Wars Battlefront. I didn't even get a chance to play it really. You know what I mean? So much shit came out, man. You know, I get to play that Gears, doing that shit for hours. But it's a lot of stuff. So my back catalog was crazy. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. But thank you for having me on, P-Rock.
No doubt, man. Definitely, brother. Hey, it's good for you to come on. Yo, now we can finally close this shit out. Thank you for joining. Hey, to everybody in the super chat, Lionel and stuff like that, and everybody else, Cyrus. I appreciate everybody with the super chat. You know what I'm saying, and supporting the channel. All right, check you guys out next week, and that's it. Andrew Wilkins, thank you for supporting Fantasy Fan and everybody else. All right. Anyway, this is your boy Porter Rock 77. I'm out. I hope you guys enjoy your weekend, and that's it. God bless everybody. Good night.